Hello and a very warm welcome to Japan for our continuing coverage of the Champions League Elite. The AFC Champions League Elite, this is East Region, and it's Sanfrecce Hiroshima of Japan up against the Chinese side Shanghai Port. There is the embryonic table. You can see differing fortunes for these two teams on match day one. The hosts with a victory, and it was a comfortable one too, away at Melbourne City. Shanghai Port, on the other hand, lost 3-0 at home. It was a humbling defeat, actually, to another Japanese club, Vissel Kobe, on match day one. They were 3 down at half-time. In the end, it rather came down to damage limitation. So on paper, at least, you would expect the home side to start very warm favourites indeed. That's the Shanghai Port team just assembling near to the tunnel. And of course, domestically, Shanghai Port are going great guns. They're currently 2 points clear at the top of the Chinese Super League with only 4 games to go. Only lost 3 of their 26 matches domestically this season, and they had a phenomenal victory at the weekend. They beat Wuhan Three Towns with a winner 7 minutes into stoppage time. That is part of the issue for coach Kevin Muscat. Try and be competitive on 2 fronts, domestically and in the Asian Champions League. Some interesting comments actually from the Australian after that rather humbling defeat that I mentioned. He said that when you play in this competition, you realise that when you make small errors against top-level teams, you get punished. He said they've worked on that side of the game, and they are relishing the challenge to try and put things right in this competition on match day 2. But we'll see the evidence of that very shortly. They've already won 3 Chinese Super League titles. Looking for a hat-trick on the spin of titles this season. Won it by a point last year from their city rival Shanghai Shenhua. And this is their 9th season in the AFC Champions League. They got to the semis back in 2017. That remains their best. It is the first meeting, incidentally, between these two teams, which is maybe a little bit surprising. Hiroshima have not historically done well against Chinese sides, however. Just won 2 of their 10 games from against opponents from China in this competition. I'm just looking through some of the stats ahead of this match. There's some quite interesting ones, because you look at the Japanese side defensively. They've actually got the best defensive record in the Japanese top flight. 32 matches played and only 22 goals conceded, which is obviously very impressive. And then you look at Shanghai Port, and their strength is at the other end of the pitch. They've got the best attacking record in the Chinese Super League, 63 goals in the 26 matches that they've played, so that's nearing 2.5 goals a game. And they may need 2 or 3 to win tonight, judging on the way they defended on match day 1, which won't have done a great deal for their confidence, you wouldn't have thought. Hiroshima actually have only ever got to the round of 16 in this competition. And that win that they had in Australia marked their return to top flight continental competition. Hadn't been involved at this level since 2019. And they're now unbeaten in 5 matches. Hiroshima. Excellent atmosphere inside the Hiroshima Soccer Stadium, which holds nearly 30,000. music tells you that the teams very shortly will be coming out in front of the supporters, and the Sanfrecce Hiroshima fans expect nothing less than 3 points this evening. I think if you offered Kevin Muscat a draw, he might well take it, the Shanghai Port boss. Just about perfect conditions for football. Shanghai Port actually are currently on a 5-game losing streak in the AFC Champions League Elite. Want to go back almost a year since they registered a victory. That was back in November of 2024 when they beat Ulsan by 3-1. And they don't have a good record, just as the Japanese don't have a good record against Chinese sides. It works the other way for Shanghai Port too. They've lost their last 7 games in the competition against Japanese clubs. So I guess something has to give tonight. Gustavo is going to be absolutely pivotal up front for Shanghai Port. Eight matches, of course, each team plays in the group. And if you win the first couple, it takes so much pressure off. Well, the Hiroshima boss, Mikhail Skiba, confident enough to make just 2 changes from the side that began this tournament so confidently. 36-year-old Tsukasa Shiotani comes back into the defence, while the introduction of Maeda out wide should certainly inject some pace into proceedings. 5 substitutes can be used by the boss, and an additional change if there is a concussion incident. Man in charge tonight is one of the up-and-coming referees in Asia, Alex King from Australia. Just 33, was voted the A-League referee of the season last term. And he doesn't brandish too many cards either, just 1 red in his 23 domestic games last season. Well, 3 changes in the Shanghai Port lineup include a recall for veteran centre-half Wong Shin Chow, who takes the captain's armband too. The Hong Kong international Jojo returns at wing-back, and there's a surprise start for the teenage midfielder Kwai Ji Wen. Expect him to play just behind Gustavo, the main striker. 4-2-3-1, we reckon, is going to be the Shanghai Port formation. 3-4-2-1 for Sanfrecce Hiroshima. A few final words from Ayaho Kwabe, the Hiroshima skipper. Those two know each other very well. Michael Skipper on the right, having a chat with Kevin Muscat. Muscat's actually won league titles as a manager in Australia, Japan and China. Not too many Aussies more knowledgeable about football in Asia than him. So away we go then, with Shanghai Port all in white. And they're attacking the goal away to our left in this first half and hoping to be a lot more watertight than they were in the first match, when they were pretty much outplayed from the first whistle by Vissel Kobe. Here's Wimitijang. Not the best of clearances. Tanaka with the interception. This is Ji-Wen. Vital, the Brazilian, who's going to be one of the main playmakers for Shanghai Port tonight. This is Jojo. Rather sloppily given away. They can't afford to be as lacklustre as that with their passing tonight, otherwise they will get punished. Wimitijang, the offender, giving away the free kick. Cost 800,000 US from Wuhan in February. Actually won his first 2 caps this year for the Chinese national side. Kinoshita's okay. It's Michael Skibber, 60 years of age now. 4 years he's been at Hiroshima. Here's Araki. Was a little wayward. Probably aren't the most physical side you'll see in Japan, Hiroshima. They like to keep the ball on the ground. That is in Carl Skibber's style. I don't think they'll go long too often. They generally like to play it into the feet of the likes of Kinoshita and Marcos Jr., the Brazilian. Last man back is Araki. And it gives too much away, Kevin Muscat. Flicked on by Fu-Wan. Well, that was very, very loose from Jusa. And you can see the intent because he started the run early, Maeda. He is quick, as I said at the start, but would have needed to be a greyhound to catch that. Nice little foot in from Nakano. And this is Maeda. Slightly wayward the cross. And then Jojo hung on to it for a bit too long, able to clear in the end, the Hong Kong international. Hasn't been here too long, actually, arrived in July. It's well held up, that by Maeda. It's not really his game, he's not a target man as such. Found himself in that position and adapted pretty well. Nakano. Well, just as well that he failed to control that Kinoshita, because there was a gaping hole at the back left by Shanghai Port. Pushed into space, but Kinoshita couldn't reach it, at least not ahead of Jojo, who clears. Ball was out on the far side. really got into Hiroshima's half yet, Shanghai Port. And they're being penned back again here. Early signs are a little concerning. 5 minutes in, they've given it away too. Maeda couldn't quite thread the pass through as he wanted. They've gone for the long throw, looking to get the first flick. It was actually Gustavo who won the header, coming back to defend, the centre forward. Shiatani, who's 36 years of age now, the centre-back. 3 times he's been in the J-League Team of the Year, but the last of those was back in 2016. He has won 3 league titles at Hiroshima. This is Ji-Wen. Couldn't see any options in front of him, so he had to go back. And then one way back to Chun-Wei. I think that was just an accidental coming together. Referee was happy enough. Nice touch by Kinoshita. Well, they had Maeda waiting in the middle, but it didn't look like reaching him. He stayed there, though, safely into the gloves of Chun-Wei. So they've survived 8 minutes at 0-0, Shanghai Port. I say that because, as I mentioned earlier, they were 3 down in short order at home to Vissel Kobe in the previous match on matchday 1. And I think Kevin Muscat would have really hammered into his players the need to try and be stable for the first 15-20 minutes. It's something you often hear, but I think in their case it is particularly relevant. Here's Wei Chun. 2-1. He's continued his run, the wing-back. Wasn't spotted. Vital. Ji-Wen. I think he was looking for the give and go with Gustavo there. Oh, the goalkeeper's come a long way out. He hasn't got there. Now then. Referee said that was a fair challenge. Well, the Hiroshima players can't believe it, but the official, who had a very good view, said that Chun-Wei just got to the ball before the striker. He would have had his heart in his mouth there, the keeper. Replay will be interesting. No VAR check. Thought initially that he timed his run all wrong. He didn't need to be that far out. And once he'd come, he had to get there. Otherwise, that would have been a red card for sure if he'd played man and not ball. Got away with it. Solid challenge from Wimitijang. I said Alex King had a perfect position to see that challenge from Chun-Wei. Let's have a look. It's a very errant pass initially. Oh, I don't know, you know. I'm not sure the keeper got anything on that. That was the challenge afterwards from Umitujang. He played the ball. Very solid on Kinoshita, however. It looks like he's just about recovered. Nakano will take the throw for Hiroshima. All hands on deck defensively here for Shanghai Port. Every single player in that Chinese side back inside the penalty area to defend this. Excellent clearing header from Jusa. Gashi looking to cross, but again, way too close to the keeper. It's a present, really. It's Marcos Jr.'s delivery, having been set up by Higashi. Scored from the spot on matchday 1, Marcos Jr. It's an early hit with the fans, actually. He arrived 3 years ago from Yokohama and scored on his debut. Chunwei clears. Oh, that's fallen very kindly for Ji Wen. This is one. Vital. First bit of sustained possession for the visitors, but it didn't last that long. Again, casually given away, and look at the space. 2-on-3 here. He's trying to get into the middle, Maeda. And in the end, Kinoshita was just crowded out, really. Was Vital. Did very well, actually, to escape, and now potentially set up a counter, but that was before Nakano's interception. Came here straight from university. Shuto Nakano a few years ago, 3 years ago, in fact, just shy of 100 league appearances now. They want to try and get Melendo into the game as often as possible, the Spaniard, but they've been starved of possession early on. Certainly in a threatening area. That looked like a head injury, was it? No, he's okay. Thought for a minute Tanaka got a nasty bang, and he's all right. It looked worse than it was. Bit of a hospital ball, that, from Kawabe. A free kick given for the foul on Melendo. Born in Barcelona, Melendo. He had 6 years at Espanyol. Arrived here in the summer. He's got the 1 goal so far for Shanghai Port. That's in the Chinese Super League. Chunwei with a huge clearance straight to his opposite number, Kesuke Risako. Must be his first touch, that. He has been a spectator for the first quarter of an hour. The Hiroshima goalkeeper. Oh, that's an unconvincing clearance from Chunwei, to say the least. A couple of nervy moments. He's got away with both of them. And here comes Ji Wen sprinting away. Was he shoved? Yes, he was. Free kick, Shanghai Port, in a threatening position here. Just got the wrong side. Shiatani. Now, what can they cook up from this free kick? This team have been in complete control so far, but a little nervy now. Mikhail Skibber. Matthias Vital just chips it towards the far post. Nakano away. Gustavo. Only a Brazilian would try and do that. Wasn't the worst effort, although Asako never really was concerned. Just looped over the top of the bar. Formerly at Corinthians, then he had 3 years in Korea at Jeonbuk. He's actually had 6 loan spells in his career, Gustavo. 31 now, in last year. It's nicely done. He's pointing where he wants it. Maeda in the middle. Good defending. It's the game's first corner. Good challenge in the end. Once again, Shanghai Port with everybody back. Tanaka to take. The dangerous one, and it's a thumping header. It's Hayato Araki. No one anywhere near him, and he has buried it. Well, there'll be a lot of questions asked at the back there. Shanghai Port, who was sent out by their coach and told, you've got to be tighter. He lost his man completely. It was with Mitajang, who initially was with him. And a case of now you see me, now you don't. And from that range, planted it perfectly with power and precision past Chunwei. It had been coming. "19 minutes, the official goal time. Well, keeper decided to come and then went back. Living very, very dangerously at the moment. Shanghai Port could easily be 2 or 3 down. We only played 20 minutes. Finding space at win at the moment, Hiroshima. Maeda, curled in by Nakano! And at least that time it was straight down Chunwei's throat. But just too easy for Hiroshima. Crosses are not being threatened. It was Kinoshita whose effort was saved. Awkward one, actually, slightly behind him. He did well to actually hook it with as much power as he did, but couldn't divert it either side of Chunwei. Gustavo dispossessed. A few players slipping and sliding. And here's Marcos Jr. Nakano. You can see what the intention was, but nowhere near the intended target. Just to confirm that Shiotani was booked for that challenge a few minutes ago. It's Araki. And who opened the deadlock a couple of minutes ago. It's actually his 4th goal of the season, the centre-back. And here he is again. Well done by Kinoshita. And here they come again. Maeda's made a run. It was a decoy run in the end. And that's a very, very good save. That was bound for the bottom corner until Chunwei's intervention. And Kawabe denied, and his reaction tells you everything. Thought he'd done enough to beat the keeper. Not quite. Just a strong enough hand to get it round the post. Second corner then for the home team. Just past the midway point in this first period. Keeper stays at home. It's another free header. Kawabe this time. They're just not learning their lessons. Ryoho Kawabe maybe didn't get the kind of connection he was looking for, otherwise it could easily have been 2-0. Well won by Nakano. Nakano again. A little bit scrappy. Maeda. Marcos Jr. A little bit tight in this near corner. Can they find a way out? Yes, they can. Marcos Jr. Oh, that's beautifully done. Kawabe. Pity. Would have been a wonderful goal after the intricate passing that preceded the effort. Nice footwork on the far side by Fuwan. Here's Milendo. Final pass has left an awful lot to be desired so far. Shanghai Port. Free kick for another poor challenge, that time on Maeda. Lucky get away with that, a card for that kind of a shirt grab. He's Wei Jun, the offender. Thumped away by Osaka. And what a handball, they're going to get it. Free kick given for Shanghai Port, who've been under severe pressure pretty much from the kickoff. I'm sure that 1-0 is really a fair reflection. I think even Kevin Muscat would admit that. Not much in the possession stats, but that, as ever, doesn't always tell the full story. Excellent work again from Higashi. Tanaka went himself. Don't think there was too much room to beat the keeper at the near post, but he will get a corner. Yeah, you can see there quite clearly came off the Shanghai Port defender. Now, the last two corners had given away free headers, one of which resulted in the Iraqi goal. What's the marking going to be this time? Higashi to take. Crowd in full voice behind that goal. Iraqi again who went for it and then volleyed way over the top by Shiatani, for whom goals these days are something of a collector's item. Another look at the way that Iraqi buried the header for the goal. Be pretty satisfied, I would imagine, at the moment, the car skipper, but not the insurance of a second goal. Not that Shanghai Port have threatened at all in the first half hour or so here. Just about enough pace. And Shiatani's header back. Well, that's given away. Gustavo was nearly a very grateful recipient of that poor ball. Just couldn't quite get to it. Giving it away again, though. Well, he was sold really short there. Juicer have any chance of getting onto that. Here's Nakano. Ayaho Kuwabe. Wabe again. Higashi. It's a good ball. It was just fractionally ahead of Kinoshita, who couldn't reach it. Reckoned he might have had a tug on the shirt. Referee not interested. That's got the crowd going. Let's have a look. Nagashi's ball in. He was sort of the meat in the sandwich, but wasn't that close to either of them, really. I don't think he was ever going to get a penalty for that. Narcos Jr. just tried to slide it through for Maeda. Nakano again, seeing a lot of the ball, the number 15. Wabe, another corner. Gashian with the in-swinger from this near side. Very deep towards the far post, and that time they did win the head, although the clearance didn't go that far. Kawabe dinks it in again. No problems there for Chunwei. Who quite sure who that was intended for. Araki back to his keeper, and Osaka goes long. Good footwork while it lasted from Jusa. He managed to keep it. Gustavo. Ji Wen. So well to ride that challenge, Nakano. And then he was caught. Clearly caught by Fu Wan. Not sure how much intention there was there to play the ball. No card, though. Well, they've just got a toe on it, but the problem is when you come in from that angle, you're always going to take the man as well. I think that was Mikhail Skibber's issue. It went out before it came back in. So 10 minutes to go until the break. Hiroshima more than good value for their lead. Cleared away by Jojo. It's a nice layoff under real pressure. He's been very good, Kinoshita, today. And so is Maeda too, on this near side. They are patient in possession, but they break very quickly. We've already seen a couple of examples of that from Hiroshima. Nicely done by Wong Kim-hao. Something of part of the furniture at Shanghai Port's been at the club for 19 years, would you believe? Skipper since 2011. Nakano took full advantage of the defender's indecision. Maeda. Nakano again. Once again, everyone back. But look at the holes they're leaving, and Maeda's effort always skewing further and further wide of that far post. But look how much space they're allowing the Hiroshima players. No one got close at all to Marcos Jr. there to play the little knockdown, and Maeda had all the time he wanted to have the shot. That was out. Vital, nice turn. Jiwen might want to go himself, and he tried to curl it, but he was way off with the execution. Only 19, Kwai Jiwen. Maybe a bit surprising he's in the starting lineup tonight. Joined the youth academy at the club when he was 15. He's only made a handful of league appearances, but he did actually win his first cap in July. Well, still some smiling Shanghai fans, even though their team trailed by a 1-0. Vital was fouled. Hasn't been able to get on the ball anywhere near as much as he would have liked, the Brazilian. They do look to him for inspiration so often. Shanghai Port hasn't been able to provide much of that so far this evening. And here he is again. Into Jiwen. Was trying to thread it through for Gustavo. At least more of a positive intent from the visitors there. Just overhit the pass. Blatant shove by Nakano. He's never going to get away with that. Here's Marcos Jr. Forward by Wei Jun. Well, that nearly fell for Kinoshita. He was at full stretch there, Wumita Chang. Eventually made a very solid challenge, but for a moment it looked as though Kinoshita had got goal side of him. Made a bit of a mess of that, Umitijang. Nishita. Physical battle between those two. Umitijang stuck to his task well. The moment where I thought Kinoshita had got beyond him, the defender found a way. Maeda looking to turn. Kuabe, goalkeeper just about did enough, and it's hoofed to safety. Well, he had that very anxious moment early in the match, Junwei, but he has made a couple of decent saves since. Ayeho Kuabe has been close on a couple of occasions now. Be a corner. Well, a signal from Higashi to someone. Corners have been an Achilles heel so far for the away team. That wasn't overly convincing. Decent block from Wong Shin Chao. Here's Shiatani. To the feet of Kinoshita. Now Tanaka. Be a Hiroshima ball. Back for Araki. Comfortable clearance from Jusa. They just can't get out at the moment, Shanghai Port. Shiatani. Araki. Once again, Umitijang did enough. Not convincing though, was it? The defender kicked it against his teammate there. Free kick taken quickly by Shanghai Port. This is Gustavo. No joy whatsoever out of Kim Ju-sung. So into first half stoppage time we go, a couple of minutes of it. Well, there's an overlap here. Kuabe, if he can deliver it, he can, but the keeper stretching. Shunwei just managed to grab it as well that he did, with Maeda closing in behind him, would have had a tap-in. Here's Mitterjan. Gustavo. Defender should be under control. He misjudged the header, and then he wanted his keeper to come. He didn't know what to do there, Shiatani. A little bit fortunate to get away with that, and that will be a free kick just to make sure there are no issues defensively for Hiroshima. That was about as nervous as it's been for them all night, to be honest, at the back. A communication breakdown between goalkeeper and defender. It's a well-taken throw. He just couldn't take advantage of the man over, and Shanghai Port can clear. Go harmlessly behind for a goal kick. Can't believe there's too much football left in this second half. In fact, there isn't any. It's been pretty one-sided, not completely reflected on the scoreboard. Hayato Araki's header 19 minutes in is all that Hiroshima have to show for their efforts. Chunwei's made a couple of excellent saves, both from Hayaho Kuabe, and Shanghai Port have offered virtually nothing going forward. I don't think Kesuke Osako in the Hiroshima goal has been asked to make a single save of note. Half-time then at the Hiroshima Soccer Stadium. It's Sanfrecce Hiroshima 1, Shanghai Port 0.
World's best airline for a record 9th time, flying high as the champions of the sky, and this year even higher. Best airline in the Middle East, world's best business class, best business class lounge, and yes, still Skytrack's 5-star airline. That's a lot of bests, but none of it happens without the best passenger. Thank you for flying with us, and for voting for us. We go further because of you.
I landed in an unexplored territory. I saw things you wouldn't believe. I was the first, but I won't be the last. This land is calling.
Football teaches us how to win, as well as how to accept defeat gracefully. Then go on to do our best in the next game. For this trail, boys.
AFC Champions League Elite 2025-26 Sanfrecce Hiroshima versus Shanghai. Welcome everyone. The second half starts soon.
Well, a very warm welcome back to the Hiroshima Soccer Stadium, where Sanfrecce Hiroshima lead Shanghai Port by 1-0, courtesy of Hayato Araki's 19th minute header. They could and probably should be further ahead than that. Chinese side have really offered precious little, certainly going forward, and they've looked very vulnerable defensively on numerous occasions. That said, while the lead is only one, hope springs eternal for Kevin Muscat's side. Gustavo hardly had a kick in the first half. They couldn't get the ball to the likes of Melendo or Kwaji went off on enough. Their playmakers. And subsequently, Hiroshima keeper Osako had a very easy time of it in the first 45 minutes. So away we go for the second half. If you're just joining us, the home side, Sanfrecce Hiroshima in the dark shirts, attacking the goal away to our left. And they did plenty of attacking in that first period. Just the one goal to show for it. Free header from a corner. Dispatched by centre-half Araki for his fourth of the campaign. Fired forward by Tanaka. Day. This is nice play early on in the second half from Hiroshima, but the cross from Shiatani was charged down. He may get a second bite at the cherry. Not sure what he was doing up there, the defender. Osako might be grateful for a touch. Decides to go long. It's going to run through for Maeda, but the flag was up. Pretty clean gloves for Keisuke Osako so far. I can't remember a single save he's been asked to make, to be honest. Towards Vitan, who's kept it in on that far side. And a challenge from Tanaka, and it will bring Shanghai Port their first corner of the game in the second minute of the second half. Keeper's come, sort of an unorthodox two-fisted punch from Osako. Worked out okay. Here's Melendo. Now Jojo. Saw nothing of Jojo coming forward down that right flank in the first half. Melendo. Well held up by Jiwen. It's too high for Gustavo, but it's going to come back for Jojo here. The Shanghai Port. Drilled in low, but nowhere near a white shirt. Jojo's kept it alive. Better football this from Shanghai. Wei Jun. Teasing cross! And Gustavo went in, and that's the first thing that Osako's had to do of any note tonight. Excellent darting run across the near post from the Brazilian. In fact, he headed it onto the defender. It came off Araki, made it an even better save from Osako. Early moment of concern for Mikhail Skipper. Meanwhile, Marcos Jr.'s got a problem. And it looks like an early change too. Well, they won't want to lose him. Encouraging start for Kevin Muscat's men. The beginning of this second period. This is how he got hurt. Yeah, you could just see him, he felt that. That's going to be his race run, I'm afraid. Jusa, got the power, but not the direction. So Mutsuki Kato has come on, striker. in place of Marcos Jr. There he is on the bench. Experienced player, Carto. He's 28 now. Been here a couple of years. Beats across towards Gustavo again. Couple of times he's caused a problem early in the second period. Just couldn't get a telling connection. Much more of a competitive game so far in the second half. Having said that, here come Hiroshima, and that will be a corner. Higashi has taken pretty much every set piece so far tonight for Mikhail Skibber's side, and he will deliver from that far side. Towards the near post. He was trying to get a flick on that, Maeda. Well, Mitijan got there first. Nakano's throw onto the feet of Maeda, who's been very busy this evening. Tanaka on for Maeda again, trying to get to the byline. Excellent defending, it really was, from Mitijan. Will certainly come out with renewed spirit, Shanghai Port, in this second half. Whether they can get back into the game, another matter entirely. Fighting for it again, Kinoshita. Gustavo. Came off Ji-Wen. Maeda. Well, Mitijan just about did enough. Stopped him twice, actually. Get some support from Kato as well. Melendo. Free kick given, and there's a yellow card coming too. Kim Chu-sung in the book. So both the Hiroshima centre-halves have now been yellow-carded. Headed down by Jusa. This is Wei Jun. Hui Ji-wen. I think they'd like to see him in a more advanced position. Vital. Now Wang Shengqiao. Wang Shengqiao again. Well, look at this purposeful run through the middle from Kawabe, and now Kinoshita find its intended target, the pass. Iraqi. Flag up. Just went a fraction too early. He knows it too. Can't say that Maeda hasn't put a shift in tonight for Mikhail Skibber's team. It's worked very, very hard, mainly down that right touchline. Referee had a good look at that, said there was no shove in the back. Kinoshita. Kim Ju-song. Three defenders stopping that getting to Maeda, but they're coming back again here, Hiroshima. Oh, and it may come back for a strike, and it did, and Higashi's effort blocked. Didn't hit it as crisply as he wanted. He's got it back again now. Maeda, just a throw. Best spell of the second half from the home team. Cannon very kindly for Higashi, but his effort straight at an opponent. Maeda, nodded away by Wimitijang, but not very far. And the follow-up shot from Kawabe, always rising over Chunwei's crossbar. And a couple of efforts saved in the first half. Did Ryohei Kawabe. Chunwei not required on that occasion. While it's still 1, Shanghai Port will feel they have hope. And they have been better in the second period. Here's Jojo. It's a poor ball, really, but they really smuggled it back. Now they have got it. Melendo. Jojo. Melendo again. He's only 5'6", but he shoved Tanaka out the way there very effectively. Vital. Better from Shanghai Port, much better. Gustavo couldn't take it on. Playing for an hour, still only 1-0. Joja. Juicer, no way through. I think also the fact that Kevin Muscat hasn't made a change yet tells you that he thinks his best chance of getting back into this contest is with the 10 outfield players he's got on the pitch. Kawabe, free header. Although he might have just seen the defender coming out the corner of his eye, Kinoshita. And his effort in the end was well off target. That could be a nasty clash of heads. Not sure who's come off worse, actually. Ooh, ouch. Well, Kinoshita's up again. It's good news. It looks like they're going to get a change here from Kevin Muscat. Well, is Wang Chengchao coming off? Wasn't clear from that shot. I think Kinoshita's going to be okay. And eventually we can get on with this corner. Two changes. That's Leonardo, Brazilian striker, needs to come on. Those two have to wait, having had extended treatment. Looking for that little flick at the near post, and what a chance off the crossbar from virtually point-blank range. That's a bad miss from Kato. Almost seemed to happen in slow motion. He just had to lift it either side of the keeper, lifted it too high onto the bar. Will they live to rue that miss? Well, it is a double change. So Kai Wen's coming off, no real surprise there. Fu Wan is the other man to make way. So Leonardo's on, Brazilian striker. Kinoshita's coming off, he really has put a shift in tonight. Just waiting to see who the other player is who's going to be withdrawn. Here's Kinoshita. And it's Naoki Maeda who's come off as well. Toro Nakajima was one of the subs who's come on. He started the first game, actually. And Germain has come on also, number 98, French midfielder. He can play up front as well. So plenty of personnel changes on both sides here. Is it going to change the complexion of the match? Certainly been more even in the second half, that's for sure, although that miss by Kato, had that got in, you'd have, well, probably written off Shanghai Port's chances, but they still trail by just a single goal. Did well to get out of a hole there, Matthias Vital. And the early ball for Gustavo. Keeper saw the danger, but he played it straight onto his opponent. Was that out? Yes, it was. So now we've got a joint Brazilian strike force up front for Shanghai Port, Leonardo and Gustavo. Came kindly for Higashi. Araki plays it forward. Still looks like Gustavo's in the most advanced position. And Leonardo's going to play off him by the look of it. Here is Leonardo. Really managed to slide that through for Matthias Vital, who'd made a searching run. Now at the other end, Hiroshima might be in business, but Shaman had to hold it up. That's a decent try from Nakajima. I think it was moving in the air a bit. Shinwei happy just to beat it out. Lendo. No free kick. Referee was happy with the challenge. All getting a bit hectic as we hit the three-quarter point in the contest. Another look at Nakajima's effort. Yeah, Chunwei was aware that that was swerving a little bit. Teasing run from Jusa, just no end product. Well, that's too high for both Gustavo and Leonardo. Here comes Kawabe. Look at the space here for Higashi. It's the worst cross. Not really attacked with purpose. Very surprising in some ways that Leonardo has just come on for Shanghai. Wasn't in the original starting lineup. He's the top scorer this season. 19 he's got. Meanwhile, Higashi, once again the goalkeeper able to parry it. Been busy the last few minutes. Kato. Higashi again. Wants the return and gets it. Was beautifully played in. Just needed someone arriving far post. They'll get a corner. Might have had more than that. Well, that was weaving around a little bit in the football there. from that shot. It's been gainfully employed tonight, Chunwei. "20 minutes to go. What can they make of this flag kick?" Very, very deep. He's still got his head to it, Araki, but not the free header he was afforded in the first half, where he hit the target and scored. The referee played a good advantage, but Hiroshima couldn't capitalise on it. Leonardo for Gustavo. Jusa. Leonardo wants a corner. He's going to get it. Well, in fact, he won't, because the flag was up anyway. Very tight, very tight. So double change for Shanghai Port. Young Shu Yen's coming on, number 20. Orlando and Jusa going off. So Young's going to play central midfield, I would imagine. And Brazilian striker Gabriel's on as well, so they've got 3 South American attackers on the field now for Shanghai Port. And that's 4 changes made by Kevin Muscat. See Gabriel there at the middle of your screen, number 30. Gabriel tussling for it. Tanaka. And again. Saw the danger there, Wong Chen Chow. Wu Shuyen looking to get Gabriel involved. Vital. Oh, Gabriel was the target, and it was nearly found. One back by Vital. Leonardo. Fellow countryman couldn't find him with the return pass. And here's Carter for Hiroshima. I think the keeper was off his line. Not by much, anyway. 15 minutes to go. Still just the 1 goal in it. Whacked up on the ear by Shiatani. Jojo. Well, it was a bit of a lunge from Jojo, to be honest. I don't think you're going to have too many complaints about the caution. He's never ever going to win the ball. And he's taken out Higashi. Six caps for Hong Kong. Jojo's one. Had a spell playing in the second tier in Sweden a few years ago. So Higashi's okay. Bit more energy. That's Kevin Muscat's message. Wabe. All just about stayed in play. Good challenge that from Gustavo. Vital trying to play Gustavo in without any success. Waiting on this near side is the recovered Higashi. Wabe. In from Chemin. Well, Gustavo doesn't like the decision. Not been his best night, to be honest. Starved of service for the most part. Higashi with the throw, just over 10 minutes to go. 10 minutes for Shanghai Port to try and find a goal that would give them a point. Shiatani. Vital. Nearly got in each other's way there, Gustavo and Gabriel, but the flag was up. He'd come back from an offside position. At least that was what the assistant thought, and his is the only opinion that matters. Header was won well by Yang Shuyen. Oh, it's a lovely piece of skill from Vital. And then Gabriel ran straight into trouble. Higashi. Too much on that. Is that going to stay in play? Not quite. Crowd were urging him on, but I don't think Carter ever really had a decent chance of reaching it. Just need to fashion one chance. Might be all that's required for the Chinese side. That is assuming they keep the door shut at the other end. There was an offside flag there. An easy decision for the assistant on that far side. Here's a half chance, no, and there's the equaliser. They just let him run and run. And Gabriel has made them pay for it. No one got a challenge in on him. And he just drove it into the corner. He couldn't believe his luck, really. Look at the lack of a challenge here. They were backpedaling. They kept backpedaling, and Gabriel made them pay for it. Well, said when it was only 1-0, there was always potential for Shanghai Port to get back into this, and Gabriel has done exactly that. We'll give credit to Kevin Muscat for the substitution. 83 minutes to goal time. Well, it could be on the way to a very unlikely point here, the Chinese side. Completely outclassed. They are checking the goal. Not sure exactly what they're checking, to be honest. Let's have a look. Looks like he's level. No issues with Gabriel from here on in, obviously. They're going to have to put the line in, see whether from that free kick just sneak the wrong side. Nervous wait for Kevin Muscat and for Mikhail Skibber. It's taking a while because it's very, very tight. First impression, just with the naked eye, looked like he was okay, but these days when they draw the line, it can be, fractions, millimeters. Goal given. Just stayed level. The two boots side by side. And what it means is Hiroshima have got 4 minutes. Try and get back in front. There'll be quite a lot of stoppage time. Higashi and Kwabe have gone off. So this is the last throw of the dice from the German coach. Daiki Suga, who's an attacking midfield player, has come on. And also Tolgay Arslan, the German midfielder. Did that get a nick? It did. It's a corner. All of a sudden, they're in a bit of a hurry. Incidentally, that was Gabriel's 10th of the season. Suga to take the corner. He's just come on. In swing it to the near post. Got no kind of height on it at all. Second chance here for him. That's a better delivery. That's dangerous. And it just flicked off the defender's head and behind for a corner on the other side. It's Wang Shenchao, I think, who got it behind. Suga to take from this side as well. Defended corners better actually in the second half, much better than they did in the first, although it was a low bar to be fair. Now then, is there a breakaway? No, because that ball's out of play before Gustavo could reach it. Now is there a shooting chance here? Decent save. Arslan did perhaps get the power he wanted, and Chun Wei got enough of his body in the way of it to keep it out. Suga trying to get round the back. This is Arslan who had that shot, headed away by Wumitija. Not like a shove, nothing given. Anywhere will do. It was a rough old clearance though. Here's Leonardo. Gustavo was the target, didn't look like reaching him. I think it was a collision between two of the Shanghai Port players there. And it's a red card for Gustavo. A straight red. He looks mystified, so does Kevin Muscat. Well, I mentioned at the start how few red cards Alex King, the Australian referee, brandishes, but he's brandished one in the Brazilian's direction here. In the 90th minute, Shanghai Port, well, that's very harsh. He hasn't been booked. It was a straight red. It was flat palm, it certainly wasn't fist, and he wants VAR to have a look. He can't believe it, and I have to say, he seems particularly unfortunate. Well, dramatic ending here. Always seems to happen in the Champions League. They are checking it. Question is whether it's viewed as a clear and obvious error. Well, it's not a clear and obvious error by the look of it. The red card remains. So just a question, 6 minutes of stoppage time. Maybe on the back foot for pretty much all of it, Shanghai Port, a man down. Should be the keepers, no problem. It's nicely done by Gustavo, trying to find Gabriel. They will get a throw, keep the ball in that area. Leonardo looking for the flick, knocked away by Nakano. Amazing game football for so long. Hiroshima were by far the better team. Unless they can find a late leveller, it's only going to be a point, and that is high, wide, and not very handsome. That was actually wider than the corner flag from Tanaka. One in the air by Carter. 3 minutes of stoppage time left. That'll be a free kick. Arslan knocked over. Needs to take it quickly and did. Everyone back for Shanghai Port. Not sure that was the best option, to be honest, the shot from that range. Well, that's neatly done, and they will get a corner in the what will be the 5th minute of stoppage time by the time Suga takes it. Just got winded and hit by the ball. He's okay. They need all 10 of them out there defending this corner. They have managed to do that. Minute and a half to go. Back in by Suga, and volleyed at the far post straight into the path of Liu Wenjun, off whom it deflected behind for another corner, this time on the far side. Non-stop Shanghai Port pressure in the closing minutes here, as you would expect against the 10 men. Taiki Suga to take. Oh, free header, and it was straight at the goalkeeper, Arslan. Can't believe he didn't put it just a metre either side of Chun-Wei, and he had to have scored. All on his own from that range, hit the keeper plumb on the chest. Somehow it's still 1-1. Yet another corner kick. Suga again. Keeper stays on his line this time, he couldn't come for that. Suga heading for the byline. And that's straight behind. Oh no, got a nick off the defender. It's another corner. We've played the 6 additional minutes. How many more are we going to play? There'll be a bit of time added on for the sending off VAR check. Suga's outswinger. Oh, it's come all the way across. Can they get a shot in? So many bodies back there. Gabriel coming away with it for Shanghai Port. He's got 2 players up in support, actually. Does he want to use them, or does he want to just run down the clock? Doing a good job either way at the moment. Jojo. Looking for Leonardo, nearly made something of it. We've played a minute over the 6. Still no sign of Alex King blowing his whistle. This is Arslan making progress. Suga's delivering. And a header, no problem whatsoever for Chun-Wei. He's going to take every second he can before releasing this ball. That is full time at the Hiroshima Soccer Stadium, and somehow Shanghai Port have escaped with a very unlikely point. They trailed after 20 minutes to Raki's header, left unmarked to the corner. Gabriel, then a second half sub, came on and levelled 7 minutes from time. And although the sending off, which looked very harsh against Gustavo, reduced them to 10, it was in stoppage time. They had a couple of chances from corners after that, did Sanfrecce Hiroshima, but they just couldn't make one count. The 2 coaches locked in animated discussion, and somehow here it's finished Sanfrecce Hiroshima 1, Shanghai Port 1.